when you're doing anything alongside of like coaching or online marketing, anything like that, when you're micro niching, you need to be very, very specific. And if you're too broad, like we were saying in the first part, if you're too broad, you're spending too much. One, too much time on the wrong things, and two, you might even be spending financially too much.
Yeah.
So when you niche down, you're able to narrow that margin of how much you're actually spending. You know, because like if I'm reaching 5,000 people, you know what I mean? And it's like really stretched out, too many different avenues. I'm not landing on anybody. But say I niche it down, same budget, but now I'm reaching, you know, a smaller group, you know, different types of influences.
Yeah.
Then
Less people is better than
Yeah.
more people who aren't interested.
Obviously, you don't want to be targeting just like 2 people or something like
Yeah.
that. I mean, you could, but that's more so like in person if you're targeting 2 people.
Yeah.
You want to be actually specific with people who want your stuff, who want to see what you're doing, who want to experience the stuff that you have to offer.
Yeah. And they want to feel understood. That is their main reason for purchasing or working with you or whatever it is feeling understood. Because why should they go with you? You know what I mean? Like, what is the reason to go with you unless there's actually, you're giving them a reason to, you know what I mean? And the reason is that they feel understood by you, and maybe you've gone through something that they have gone through and you've made that public or whatever to them, or like maybe you solved the specific problem that they're going through working with other people in the past, and now you're going to help them, and you're just telling them about how you solved that problem for somebody else.
You have the experience.
Because you have the experience. So it's like, how are you conveying, like, what makes you credible to that person? Because credibility is like everything, because nobody really wants to work with somebody that has no experience or like, I get, credibility. Yeah.
Like, say like someone's charging thousands of dollars for their services, but they literally just started. Like, how willing would you be to pay for that?
No,
like, I don't even know how. Like, I would never be willing to do that. It's like you were here for 2 days, and you're trying to charge. Like, you were in that industry for 2 days, and you're trying to charge what? Like, I don't understand.
Well,
it.
And sometimes people aren't even like there's also marketing for things that are just simply products that have nothing to do with the person or their experience or why they should buy from them. It's simply that they just want to buy that product. Like, for instance, like if someone's like drop shipping, let's just say, which I don't even recommend drop shipping, but if someone is drop shipping, like,
you're putting heavy focus on
the product offers what the product can do for them instead of like the person behind the product. Because so you have to
backstory to what the product does.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
But you have to know your reasoning for why you are selling a product and what it can do for that person. So it's like, either way, you're still figuring out your target audience. It's just different for like whether or not you choose to be in your business as like the face of the business in a way, you know what I mean? Because I know business owners who they don't even put themselves on anything, but yet they own the business and they want to like market to people, the right people, but they don't want to be in the actual videos or anything themselves, but they need a way to reach their target audience without having to be on camera, without having to really be in person with them. So what you do with that is like, and we do this with a lot of our business owners, is just creating visuals.
Clients that we work with, when they don't want to show, like, use their faces as like the face of the company, they want to use the products. We create videos based off of clips and everything like that don't involve them, but involve the product, that involve the service. So that way they don't have to be constantly called like, hey, we need you in a video here, we need you in a video here. It's like there's ways to go around it that still put their business ahead of somebody else's, just by doing the simplest. You know? Like, advertising doesn't mean, oh, hey, I have to have this guy on there because it's his product. You know what I mean? It's like, no, you could have the product and you can have description of what the product is, and you could see how it reaches people's hearts.
Yeah. And it could be through like a simple just product video. It could be through a service video. So let's say, I mean, obviously, if you're a business owner who's doing something like window cleaning and you're the one doing the window cleaning, you might have to be in the video. But like, let's say you've hired people to do it. They can be in their videos and you can put that. So it's like, and then there can be descriptions over it or AI voices over it, which we've done before too. And it's
other
like
forms of targeting, like going back to your demographics of niching and everything like that, is like, hey, like you can do imagery or illustration or alliteration of age categories, of gender, of all these different things. So say we're talking about like cosmetic surgery or something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like some people are going to be, one way about it. Some people are going to be another way. Or say like we're talking about stem cells. I know a lot of people don't know the reality of what stem cells are like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But explaining the ethical ways of these things, explaining how it is helpful, explaining this and that, and people need explanation and how it can help them in those specifics. So it's like older people don't make enough stem cells for themselves and da-da-da-da-da. Or like say like hair transplants or something. You know what I mean? We're talking about hair transplants. You're not going to be marketing hair transplants to a 10-year-old. Yeah. And you're not going to be marketing it to 105-year-olds because... Well,
I'm going to be so for real. You can't even really... Never mind.
Marketing it blog-wise, video-wise, stuff like that. Advertising, it's a little bit more difficult. Yeah. We're not going to get too far into that. But when you're talking about like blog writing and, search engine rankings and everything like that, you're not targeting little kids with hair transplants. You're not targeting 105-year-olds with hair transplants because they're so freaking old that they're you know what I mean? Like they're not gonna need it. I mean, like it sounds dark, but they're not gonna need it for much longer. So they're not gonna plan on like dude, have you met like old people? They're like, I'm gonna die later anyway. And so, like, they're not going to want it, but you can market it between a certain age category. So, say, like, 18 to 65 is a good sweet spot. You can go a little higher, but, like, around that time is when
if you're past 65, with technology, you probably don't understand it, honestly. There's a lot of people that don't. Like.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, like, when you're on...
This is a tangent.
You're on a desktop, right? Older people use desktops.
Yes.
They'll probably still have the old dinosaur screen, the big CRT.
Yeah.
And like they'll be looking at stuff and they'll be reading the articles that you write and they're like, you know what, this is actually helpful for me or something. Yeah. They could be on the internet. It's like, oh hey, I saw on the Google over here that I got a plumber that can come over here because I have ceramic pipes and this root system just destroyed my ceramic pipe. So
yeah, you'd be surprised how many old people use the internet, low key.
They're usually on the desktop.
They are.
If they're on their smartphones, they're usually like...
I mean, the majority of people that we market to are older.
That's true.
Like, honestly, the majority of people that we, like, obviously, because I think if you're, like, most of the time, for back in the day, if you were a successful business owner, you were older. It's only now... really, that people have become young, successful business owners, and there are like a lot of like a booming effect of entrepreneurs that are in their 20s and 30s because the accessibility. So what we're saying here is that your accessibility to just reach your people is like insane.
Your responsibility with your accessibility is to make your services more accessible. It's a lot of words and it sounds like it's just jarble.
Jarble.
Bunch of words. It sounds like a bunch of words. But it's true. When you have accessibility the way we do now, your responsibility is to make it more accessible for somebody else to find it.
Yeah. Yeah, and so like we said this whole time, or we've been saying this entire time, is find your niche, micro niche, like find your broad niche, micro niche it down, and figure out how to figure out a problem that those people have and solve that problem using the internet. Yeah. And really, like, a lot of people too, I think this is a really important point too, but to choose where you market your services based off of your niche, because your micro niche, because think about it, like we just said, sorry, 1 second. Just people who are in like, okay, people who are older, let's say you're trying to reach people who are older, they're not going to really be on TikTok. People who are,
They'll be on Facebook.
younger, they are going to be on TikTok. You know what I mean? Yeah, they'll be on Facebook. But choose where you market your services or products or whatever you're doing on the correct platform, the correct way. Like, maybe you need to print out flyers and go put it at their doorstep because they don't even use technology or whatever it is. Like, you got to figure out that
landscapers that do the door hangers.
The door hangers. Yeah. So it's like, whatever it is that you are doing, figure out how they get their information. Your niched audience gets their information, and market and solve their problem through marketing. Market to them by solving their problem on the correct platform. And that's like the main gist.
So the question to ask yourself is, if I could only serve one person, who would it be?
Yeah.
And we're not talking about spiritually. I'm not talking about, like, obviously you serve God no matter what.
Yes.
But if it's only one type of person, who would that person be?
Yeah.
When you find that out, a lot of things become a lot easier, because now you know how to think like that person. Now you know how to think what they need, what other things they may need in the future, and really hone in on things.
Yeah. And I think, just really micro niche down, figure that out. I would write it down, and the platforms are on, whatever, because that's going to be your best bet. But anyways, so
yeah, this is where we end it. Bye.
Yeah, bye.